This is a Jet City JCA2112RC, commonly known as a Jet City 20. It's a valve amplifier designed by Soldano in Seattle. It's designed to make good valve tone affordable for those of us who can't afford boutique amplifiers. As such, the amplifier has been kept quite simple in the amount of controls and paraphernalia that you get. The money's been spent on the valves and the actual power stage of the amplifier, and the loudspeaker, which is an Eminence loudspeaker, 12-inch. So let's have a quick look at the top of the cabinet. There's a grill here. You'll notice immediately that's to let the valves cool down, let the heat come through the grill so that the valves don't overheat, because as you know they do produce a remarkable amount of heat, especially when run for a long time. The control panel is recessed, carrying handle here. The control panel is recessed behind that, and we'll go from left to right. There's a single input. It's a simple single channel amplifier. The next knob along is the preamp gain. That essentially is your distortion control, or your overdrive control. It controls the amount of gain going through the preamp, which is then distorted by the valves and fed to the power amp. There's a section here of bass, middle and treble. They're just basic tone controls, so you can sculpt your sound with those. There's a master volume here. Now this is where you set the overall volume output of the amplifier after you've found the correct sound that you require using the preamp and the tone controls. There's two other controls. I skipped over one. It's a reverb. It's actually an old-fashioned spring reverb, which is powered by a valve. There are not many amplifiers with those on nowadays. It's quite an old-school solution to the reverb problem. And the last control here is presence, which adds a degree of brightness or bite if you need to cut through into a dead space. The only other thing we need to worry about are the on-off switches. There are two. If you have them in this position, the amplifier is fully off. If you turn this one up, the power is turned on and the valves will start heating up, although the amplifier is not functional. It won't produce any sound. When you're ready to start playing, you just move across and take the other one up to on, away from standby to on, and your amplifier will spring into life. If you come to the middle of your set, or you want to take a pause for a while, always put that back down to standby, and it will reduce the power consumption and the wear and tear on the valves. And also, when you turn off, put it to standby before you put it to power off. That will protect the speakers from any transient bumps that come through from the on-off switch. I haven't got it plugged in at the moment, but that is a blue light that comes on when the power is on. So now I've got the amplifier plugged up and ready to go. I've put the tone controls just back below, just one notch below 12 o'clock, because I have a pretty bright humbucker loaded guitar here. I've put the master volume about halfway. I've left the presence off, a little touch of reverb, and we've barely got one notch on the preamp gain. So this is going to be a fairly clean sound with a bridge humbucker. I'm going to take the preamp gain up to about a third. I'll take the master volume down. let's do it the other way around. Let's take the master volume down before we take the preamp up. Take it just beyond 1 o'clock. Now there's an awful lot of chunk in that sound. Okay, let's take the preamp up to 9, which is the highest setting. There's a huge range of overdrive sound there. You need to experiment with the tones and the presence and reverb to get the sound you want. But from that demonstration, I'm sure you'll see that the sound you want is there. The warmth is incredible. The 12-inch speaker deals with everything it's given completely without sweat. For the money they're asking, this is an extraordinary piece of kit from the man that produces Soldano. Don't forget that this is where this comes from.